Hello everybody, welcome back to Spirit Hunters Power UK. This is not the normal videos we do, but I have some very sad news. I woke up this morning, looked at my phone about 9 or 10 o'clock. Shepton Mallet prison is closing forever, January the 2nd next year. It also means we cannot do it now. So I don't know what we're going to do with that one. We're going to have to replace it with something, because I did plan to do that in between Dorchester and the castle in Wales, in North Wales, in November. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. So what I was going to do is just share mine and Laurie's experiences. Obviously, Craig didn't come with us to Shepton Mallet at the time, as he was not part of the group back then. So first off, on B Wing of Shepton Mallet Prison, we heard a wailing scream of a woman. Later on, the other group we were with, which was Oracle Paranormal Mediumship, they also reported hearing a woman's scream, which was good because it means both our evidence collaborated. We heard various murmurs and disembodied voices while walking just the random halls, especially between like the governor's office and the main courtyard, where people would do exercise. I do that because it's not really exercise. What else? The execution room, which is between A and B wing. We were in there with the RAM pod, and obviously we were trying to communicate with anyone who might have been in the execution room. And unfortunately, although we got nothing on the spirit box, an alarm went off in A wing, which we went to investigate slightly before running to get a member of the team. But it's the fact we asked it something. Was you? I think we said, "Was you executed here?" Do you remember?
Vaguely. We thought it was the fire alarm.
We thought it was the fire alarm because naturally that's what we were warned about by the staff member.
Because it was loud.
Because it was loud. If you've watched the video, it's still on this channel somewhere. It is loud. I might re-upload, but it's a real shame that Shepton Mallet is closing. It doesn't help. The community hasn't supported it. It doesn't help the council. We all know councils are absolutely useless. I know my council is in the Torbay area, so we're not even going to go there. How they like. They don't like to fund projects that keep our history. They like to get rid of them.
They like to watch it go to waste, don't they, really?
Yeah. I'm really annoyed in a way because I wanted to do Shepton for two reasons. One, we had good activity there. Two, I wanted it for our I suppose, what would you call him, as a probationary member to experience his first prison as Shepton Mallet. Unfortunately, that can't happen now because there's no way me, Laurie, and our probationary member can actually get there before January the 2nd. That is impossible. So it comes down to, you know, lack of funding. I mean, in fairness, they are charging just over £1,000 to hire the place at night. So in fairness, nobody's got that kind of money. It's a shame because it is a good location and we did have activity. Unfortunately, when we went, a lot of areas were sealed off because it was the, you know, it's just coming out of the pandemic. So a lot of areas such as kitchens, chapel, that was all sealed off. The governor's office was sealed off with a massive screen as well. You could look over it, but you couldn't get inside it. Not unless you climbed over it. I was tempted, I must admit. But yeah, if any of you have been to Shepton Mallet prison in the UK, you know it's quite active. And it was one of the most longest running prisons in our country. I think the cells below B Wing, Don't quote me. I think they're below Beering. They go back to the 1600s.
You have to go underground for them.
But you have to go underground for them. And I'm not doing that because I don't like spiders.
Come up now, but
The plan was to send Craig in there.
that was the plan.
No offense, man, if you're watching. But unfortunately, now we can't do this. It's closed. Or it will be closing. Unless by some miracle, Shepton Mallet reopens. I doubt it, because once the place closes, it normally means it's gone. I'm going to read you the article that I saw this morning. It broke my heart. Heartbreaking news. Shepton Mallet prison closure. We are deeply saddened to share that Shepton Mallet prison is scheduled to close on the 2nd of January 2024. This heartbreaking decision comes after years of dedication to preserving this historic site. CEO of the Cove Group, which has managed the prison since 2017, Joe Campbell, explained that their efforts to secure the prison's future were met with obstacles and a lack of support from the prison owners, city and council, leading to this heart-wrenching decision. The closure will impact our dedicated teams and entire community who have embraced us. We're just a few weeks left to visit Shepton Mallet before its doors close forever. So yeah, it's going, and it's really sad because it's a great prison. Because you can go on the higher levels on that one, unlike Gloucester or Shrewsbury. Yeah, I don't know why they get rid of a decent prison, but they keep the crap. Shrewsbury, it's got nothing going for it. We've been there, and it was total shit. It didn't help the group we went with had a massive load of people there, and it kind of screwed everything up. But that aside, it's not very big anyway. You know, you're lucky if it's about 3 or 4 buildings at Shrewsbury. But Shepton, on the other hand, it had A, B, and C wing. It had an execution room. It had a morgue. You don't see that much as well. You know, when we went to Gloucester, as an example, we were looking for the execution room. Found out there isn't one.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I did.
Walking around there, bloody snug, and there's nothing there.
We went looking for the morgue in Gloucester, Shrewsbury. Guess what? Nothing. Shepton Mallet is the only one we've experienced that's got a morgue and an execution room. So it's quite sad. I don't know what city and council's plan is. They're probably going to turn it into flats or luxury apartments. And out of respect for the spirits, I hope they haunt the F out of whoever buys those properties. Because it's wrong. You should not knock down a prison where someone's been killed, whether it's through execution, suicide, whatever. It's not going to be a nice atmosphere. So,
a bit disrespectful when you think about it.
It is. You know, it comes down to the point that, you know, they've had lack of funding. They do charge quite a bit to rent it. We looked into it during the pandemic, way before we went off of Oracle Paranormal Mediumship. But unfortunately, it is well out of our price range. We'd need public liability insurance. You know, I almost wish we fucking found a way to do it at this point. But is it possible?
Because we would have had to charge people.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been something you'd have been able to go on for free.
No.
If we had.
Not if we've paid the money for it. I mean, probably the maximum I would have took there, hypothetically, 15 to 20, excluding myself, Laurie, and the other probationary member.
Well, he wasn't there at the time, so that wouldn't have been included.
No. But it'd be his first prison if we could have done. So, yeah, it's not just annoying as in we can't do paranormal stuff there. It's annoying as it's a landmark. It's a part of our history, British history. I know some of you don't think that's very important. You know, you're all about out of the old, in with the new stuff, and that's fine. But we shouldn't just erase our history. By no means. You know? Because that prison was so good. I wanted to do the banged up overnight thing where you basically go in overnight, you have a little tour, you get allocated a cell for the night, or you can bugger off and go ghost hunting. I would be the second option. I'd be off going ghost hunting.
What I'd be doing.
But unfortunately, that's not an option now. If this was in April, I'd be like, oh, thank God, it's only an April Fool's joke, but it's not. It's in late November.
Very late November.
Very late November. And it's announced it's going to close its doors January the 2nd, which is less than 2 months away. So, my advice to you, if you want to visit it,
Go now.
do now. Do it now. Not, I mean, not like this second, but do it within that time limit.
If you've got the money.
If you've got the money, if you've got the vehicle. See, with me and Laura, you have to get hotels, so it's a bit more expensive. So it's a bit more harder these days. But if you can do it, I'd advise you to before it's gone. I was also tempted to book it with that other guy, GC Paranormal, for August. I'm glad I didn't. Because I would have lost my money.
Well, he's struggling getting the money back now for people.
Is he? Great.
Well, because the Shepton was obviously took the money in the first place. And obviously this has happened. So now it's trying to get the money back.
It'll be the same thing like when Wilkinson's closed. The CEO will walk out with quite a lot.
Getting the money back's going to be a fight. It's not the paranormal group's fault. It's Shepton's fault, but it's also the council's fault that own that.
Yeah, it's a combination between the actual residents of Shepton Mallet, who have done nothing to support it, staying open. They've not helped fund it locally, which they could have done, even if it's a little bit here, there, and everywhere. Like, I don't know, £10 a month. I would have done just to preserve a site. I mean, maybe English Heritage can take over it. Who knows? But also, what worries me is this is the same company that owns Gloucestershire. Gloucester. That's your fault. She calls it Gloucestershire.
It's because the count is Gloucestershire. That's what it is. But in Gloucestershire, but it's called Gloucester.
But these are the same people who own HMP Gloucester and HMP Dorset. Or Dorchester, sorry. Not Dorset. That's the county. What now?
Yeah, you'll have to finish this alive. I did warn you this.
Laurie's going to have to go in a minute because she's not feeling too great. But I wanted to mention about Shepton Mallet and our experiences. I mean, if you watch the videos, there's someone down there. I might put a link in this at some point for you. Honestly, it was one hell of a night. And I think I had like 2.5 hours of footage that I had to go through and cut through. Oh, it was a nightmare. But it was a good event. As I said, there are only people with a morgue and an execution ring. So, it's disappointing. I mean, I don't know why they don't close down Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury Prison is virtually pointless. There is no activity whatsoever when we went there. And that's what annoys me, that they closed down the one with activity.
You finish off the line.
Do you want the tobacco to roll?
What's the point in that?
Well, you can roll what I'm in. But yeah, what I'll do, because obviously it's late for us, and no, not at all. I hope this is actually recorded because it sounds like the video's not recorded. What's going on? Hold on. Here's my phone. Don't know why it's not doing anything. It normally shows up little green lights there, but okay. It's probably nothing to worry about. Yeah, it's fine. I just heard it. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that one. I mean, we're doing Margam Castle next year. We're doing Dorchester Prison. And we're also doing another castle in North Wales, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. It sounds a bit like Gwench, but I don't think it is. I think I'm just mispronouncing the Welsh language. It's a very complicated language, honestly, and I thought German was hard. But it's a sad day, and the prison will be missed, not just as a paranormal location, as I say, but as a historic location. There is so much history in that prison you would not believe. And it's all gone. Or it will be shortly. Um, if anyone wants to try and contact this prison and offer a donation, you're more than welcome to try. But at this point, I think it's too late. Which is a shame, really, because it's a good prison. You know, they've even got one of those, what's known as a dark cell, where literally you can't sit down fully and you can't stand up fully. So it's very uncomfortable. It's basically like a blackout cell. Best prison we've ever done by far, as Laurie just mentioned. I don't know if you heard her, because this mic isn't as strong as it seems. Laurie's had to lay down for no choice because her health problem is kicking up a bit. It's winter, so it will do. Yeah, she's having a flare up, she said. But for the meantime, you know, as I say, if you can do it, for God's sake, go, 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 because it is one hell of a prison. I'd go there tonight if I could. It's one of them. If I could, I would. I'd literally be straight on a train, but can't. Shame. Other than that, there's not really much to report. It's just very, very sad. It's the fact that the prison has been there since 1600, and now they're planning to knock it down. What will first happen? It will close, and then someone will get planning permission to knock it down, and then they get permission to clear the rubble, and then they get permission to build on it, and that's when you got to worry, because it'll either be offices, or it'll be flats or houses. You know, it's not a good idea, as I say, to build on places where people have died. And bear in mind, I know someone on our group on Facebook. I forget his name. His name's Jim something. He's been to Shepton Mallet, and he knows where the bodies are. So, on that note, how are they going to build on it if it's already got deceased people in it? I know how the government will get around it. They'll be like, oh, they were criminals, so it really doesn't matter. I'll be thinking, what? What's that even? It's still disrespectful, as Laurie just said. You might not have heard her. But it's a shame. Let's just hope none of the other prisons fold like this, because they're brilliant places to go to. You know, it's just such a shame. Our first experience with a paid-for group was Shepton Mallet Prison with Oracle Paranormal Mediumship. Yeah. As Laurie just stated, I don't know if you heard her, guys and girls over there, but they should leave the buildings alone, like the Yanks do. But it's not a lot that me and Laurie, or even our probationary member, can do. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and it's just one of those, you know, we've just got to get past it and move on. It's a shame, but it's not what we can do. I'm glad I didn't book it for August. I was tempted. I was so tempted. I'm glad I haven't, because I would have lost that money, and all the other members would have lost their money too. So yeah, it's a shame. But I will leave the link to the video in the description. I will leave you the full link to the video, and I will leave you the actually, I might do it in the comments because it might be easier. I'm going to do that now so you get it, because knowing me, I'll forget something. If you know me well enough, you'll know I'm very what's the word? No, I'm not forgetful. Things slip my mind. Apparently, I'm a complete plonker, according to my partner. She's probably right, as it turns out. I love you too. She just said she loves me. So, oh God, where is share link? Well, A, B, C, and this is the second part, which is essentially the rest of the prison, the execution. Fuck! Gave me a jump. It's like, I mentioned the execution room, and it's like, whoa, the alarm's going off. I got to check the pasta. But yeah, those are the links. There's also a highlight somewhere. I'll see if I can find it quickly. Did I even do highlights for Shepton Mallet? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Oh, I'm coming. Anyway, people. Bloody smoke alarms are a nuisance. You can't get away without... I'm talking! Right. Anyway, people. This will do it for now. I've put the links to our videos in the description of Shepton Mallet. Have a look at it. If you think it's worth it, go. For God's sake, go. Anyway. For God's sake. This will do from Spirit Hunters Paranormal UK. Stay safe and good hunting. Fucking smoke alarms. Excuse my language. Bloody hell.